I've heard from the police that there are photos of Linda. Nude photos.
It's the police line again, isn't it?
How'd you get into the school? Caretaker, give me the key. Kevin Russell. I paid him. Paid him what? 10 quid. And a set of Linda's photos.
I'm applying for an exhumation order.
What, for Linda?
I actually think it's wrong. And shame on you for even thinking it.
I'm leaking these.
Emma, this isn't right.
She's been a person of interest for MI5 and 6 for years.
Who are you meeting outside early this evening? My cousin.
هذا أنا مريم بدي أحكي معك.
In addition to leaking nude photos of a murdered teenager to the press, she allows a terrorist recruiting network to be run out of her home.
Remember, you are my lawyer.
It's about that Tony Pollins. He photographed me.
Did you know Linda Sims? Did you know about her?
Yeah.
Way down in the water, way down in a hole, far away from any soul.
Where there is discord, may we bring harmony, and where there is despair, may we bring hope.
I'm coming back from the fire.
Put your trust in us.
Crawling back from the
We shall repay that trust for you.
Coming back from the fire and I'll burn you down.
Turn it! Spin the camera! Spin the camera!
Late last night, the East End home of Emma Banville, lawyer for the recently released Kevin Russell, was raided by armed police in connection with possible terrorist activities. A number of suspects were arrested, including Russell himself. In yet more trouble for Banville, it is now being alleged that she may have leaked photographs of murdered schoolgirl Linda Sims.
Can I have a moment with him, please? Thank you. I'm really sorry. I hoped I'd get you out on bail.
I know. It's okay.
No, it's not okay. It's deeply unfair.
Steve and me we were playing poker last night for biscuits. He says you're trying to adopt a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, well, with all the fuss in the house.
Did I mess it up for you?
No, it wasn't you. It was just bad luck. Frankly, it's a daft idea anyway.
It's not daft. Having a kid keeps you going. Jason keeps me going. Okay, so now he hates my guts, but...
No, but he won't always. Jason will learn the truth. There's a girl come forward, said she was photographed by Pullings. She'll prove Pullings is lying. I'm going to get you out, Kevin.
I know you will.
Time to go.
It's Banville.
What do you want?
This way, if you would.
Congratulations. You managed to get Kevin Russell back inside.
I want to talk about Miriam Attar.
Where is she?
Sizemore, Mothers and Infants. This was taken from Mrs. Attar. It's the phone that she used to call her contacts in Syria. The SIM card's missing.
How do you know she was contacting Syria?
GCHQ has a dragnet over calls in and out of ISIS-held areas.
Only the NSA have that capacity. Is SO15 in bed with NSA now?
Where's the SIM card?
No idea.
One of my officers saw Miriam Attar hug you.
She was terrified. Armed men had just smashed their way into my house and torn her baby from her arms.
Did she give you the SIM card?
Let's be honest. You're here because of Kevin Russell. Because I proved your investigation was a load of crap. So you're trying to fabricate charges against a completely innocent woman.
Miriam's husband works for ISIS.
You're wrong.
Miriam helps him. Now, I thought you were aiding them unwittingly, but now I see it's deliberate. Now, I thought you played by the rules, but you don't. You do anything.
Yes. I will defend my client as I am obliged to under the law. What will you do to cover your back? Why is Tony Pullings crawling out of the woodwork? Where are you hiding him?
I know nothing about Pullings. So get out. Before I really lose my temper.
Hello, Tony.
How long is this going on for?
Until the retrial.
That's months.
Weeks. Until then, we have to keep you away from Banville and your colleagues in the press. Testify about Linda and Russell and you're done. You won't come across as very admirable, but at least you had the guts to own up.
What about the other girls?
Irrelevant. Unless you raped or killed one of them. You didn't, did you?
No.
That is a relief. Do what I say. Russell will be back where he belongs and you can get on with your life. Okay?
Yeah, well, I know who you're protecting.
Yeah, I'm protecting you, Tony. I have all your negatives, remember? So if you don't want to go away for a very long time, do what I say. Send the murderer back to jail.
He said it was his best shot ever.
Where did you meet him?
He stopped me in the street, asked me if I wanted to be famous.
So he took photos of you? Nude?
They didn't start nude, just ended up there. Then he said that he'd work harder for me if I worked harder for him.
You slept with him?
I was wild then. Stupid.
You were 15. It was a crime.
Yeah. And how do I prove it now?
What did he do at the photos?
God knows. I've got 2 little boys now. I know what the internet's like.
Siobhan, you said you knew Linda Sims.
About her. Pauline's mentioned her.
Why?
Because of the parties.
What parties? Where?
He said I'd meet rich guys. And lots of money. If I do with them what I did with him.
Did you?
I said I was stupid. I wasn't a tart.
He said Linda knew about the parties. Had she been to?
He said she had. Said she was set for life.
You can't let them dig her up, Matt. You just can't.
Luke, you're his advisor. Advise now. So I'm so disappointed.
Charlie, I'm deeply sorry for what's happened.
This is on you, Matt.
We'll find a way to fix this, Charlie.
What was that about? Luke? Why are they so upset?
Not only have Charlie and Beth had to see Linda splashed naked all over the press, they've now been invited by the chief coroner to a hearing about her possible exhumation.
That's awful. Who's doing this?
Emma Banville. Her new tactic, try and turn Linda into a whore.
Matt? What are you doing about this?
What can I do? Seriously. That bird has flown. And it will backfire on Banville. As for the coroner, ordinary, decent common sense will prevail. My involvement
You
will
do
only...
realise what else is going on here? A leadership contest which you'll only win if you pull the union and youth vote from that Trotskyite dickhead you're running against. And who did you let walk out that door, disappointed and angry? An ex-shop steward with serious heft in the movement. you think he's going to support you now? You need to go with him to the Chief Coroner's hearing. At the very least, you need to write a letter on his behalf.
You can't let Banville get away with this.
How can we use this? Unless we find Pullings, there's nothing we can prove.
We take it to the police. They lead us to Pullings.
Emma.
Hi, Delilah.
I tried you earlier. No answer.
Something happened.
Well, yes. Don't you think?
What do you mean last night in my house?
We couldn't place a child in that sort of environment. It's crazy. You should have told us. Those people are actually living in your house.
Yeah, but it was temporary. They would have been gone.
Obviously, the local authority have withdrawn their approval of you as foster parents. We've found another family to take the boy.
Good. I'm glad. What about the future?
While you're doing the sort of legal work you do now, no.
What if I stop doing that sort of work? What if I do something else like conveyancing or...
We need proof that you're committed to it, at least a year or two, and that would mean, I'm afraid, that your age became an issue. A big issue.
Okay. Thank you for telling me.
I'm sorry.
So am I. Bye.
Do you want to go home?
No. No. I want to go to work.
You know this is all hearsay, don't you? He said, she said 13 years ago. None of it will stand up in court.
I think I might know better than you what stands up in court.
Will you let me interview this girl?
Will you let me interview Tony Pullings?
It's up to him, but he'll say no.
It's all getting muddier, isn't it? We now have not only one alternative suspect, Pullings, but a whole party of them. Men who knew Linda, maybe slept with her. What do you think it is? Some creepy sex ring with Tony Pullings as the pimp? All these holes in Greenwood's investigation. I don't envy you trying to fill them. And all this will come out in court. Sorry I took so long. Be careful what you say, they're probably listening.
No touching.
How long do we have to stay here?
Under the Terrorism Act, they can hold you up to 14 days without charge.
Terrorism. What terrorism did I do?
They said you made a call to an ISIS-held area in Syria.
I don't know about ISIS areas. I was trying to find Yusuf. A woman called your house about adoption. I was scared they would take Karim.
No. That call was for me. I was trying to adopt.
But if you want children, why didn't you have your own? When you were younger?
Because I can't.
I said no touching.
Leave us alone. I'm sorry, Emma. I didn't know.
Oh, you couldn't know. It's a result of an operation long time ago, anyway.
Please, Emma, get us out of here.
I'll keep trying.
promise. You still have the SIM card? Can you give it to Yusuf's nephew? The one you met? Why? What's on it? I don't know. Just numbers.
I saw firsthand the devastating impact Linda's death had on her family and on the community I represent. Why must these good people endure the cruel indignity of an exhumation?
The original's already been sent to the Chief Coroner's office.
Thank you, Matthew. And you too, Mrs. Wilde.
It's the least we could do.
Thanks, man.
I just hope it makes a difference.
How the polls?
Close.
Ah, you'll be fine. Drinks?
Would you like to see Linda's room? Oh, I'd like to show it to you. Please. I know I should have packed it all away, but somehow You just got the one, don't you?
Yes. Hugo.
Imagine that one day they're there and nothing. Ever again. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to upset you.
It's okay. I have an idea. Another letter that you could write about Linda.
Steve? Hi, Dom. It's me. Can you come over?
Where's Steve?
He's disappeared. Got a job abroad. Just ran away. 3 weeks in Norway, photographing ski jumping. He knows sort all about ski jumping. Anyway, how did it go today?
10 minutes after you left the police station, Staines came out. Drove on his own to Rains Park, a house he was in for just under an hour.
Did you see Pullings?
Nah, couldn't get near him. Two big lads in the door minding the gate. But I did find this. From what I remember, I was hit by a grey van. Look at the front bumper.
It's dented.
Van's registered to an off-the-shelf company in the Channel Islands, but who controls them, what they do? Couldn't find out. What if Pullings has sold the story to the newspaper and these boys have been sent to babysit him?
What, they nearly kill you because of an exclusive? No, I don't think so. Hang on. Can you scroll back? He went to the passenger side first. Like he was expecting a left-hand drive. He's an American.
Or French. Or German. Or Belgian. Dutch.
F-16 type-in. It's a US fighter. US Air Force bases. Remember Buxton's autopsy report? She said the soil in Linda's lungs was impregnated with jet fuel. So Siobhan tells us about Pulling's parties, Pulling's snatched by professionals, American professionals. They're trying to hide something that happened in or around the base 6 weeks before the Iraq War.
But what evidence do you have?
We have her, Siobhan. But we need her. We need her body out of the ground so we can find out how she died. And we need the creep who took these because he knows what was going on.
You're just gonna go for this, aren't you? Fuck the consequences.
Is that wrong?
These are some scary people, Em. Do you really want to take them on?
Mr. Russell, I'm writing to you about my daughter because your lawyer is asking the courts if she can dig up her body. I know you're a dad. Imagine you lost your boy. Imagine how you would feel.
Ah, Heather.
Sir Alistair.
How did you get in here?
Him. I helped his son get a green card. America, the country everyone hates and everyone wants to live in.
Really? Why didn't you go back there then?
The small matter of the Kevin Russell retrial.
Oh, there. I wonder if you even needed the Puddings move and its attendant risks.
You forget, if I hadn't used Pullings, the CPS would have contested the appeal. Russell would have walked. And every journalist in England would have been looking at the night that girl died.
Ah, Matthew.
Sir Alistair, good of you to have us.
Laura, lovely as always. Meet Heather Miles.
Hello?
She does something mysterious
Hello.
for the American government.
No, my government days are long gone. Just another private sector desperado.
Well, it's lovely to meet you.
Sir Alistair, we'll catch up later.
Yeah.
So, he's running for the leadership. Will he win?
I think so, yeah. He's the real thing. A soldier who's seen action is as good a friend of your country as you'll find. He's where your investment should lie.
What do you think of the defence move? I think it's immoral.
It's the same, do you agree? Yes, I do agree. Exhumation, autopsy makes it sound like it's okay, like it's science research. But what it really means is digging our Linda up from the ground when we buried her with our love and our prayers and cutting her up all over again.
Are you going to attend the coroner's hearing?
Yes, we are. We have a letter of support from our MP, Matthew Wilde.
Yeah, and I've got a letter from Kevin Russell. I wrote to him and I said to him, do you want her to suffer all over again? And I didn't think we'd get a reply, did we? But we did. And he said, no, let her rest in peace. Don't let her suffer on my account.
Where are you going?
Chief Coroner.
My lord, I'm Emma Banville.
I know who you are. The hearing's tomorrow. You don't talk to me before then.
The Sims family are talking to you. With respect, they're using the press.
And you don't. Goodbye, Miss Banville.
My lord, you must see that the letter Kevin Russell wrote is grossly prejudicial.
Are you deaf? I'm not listening.
You have to listen. Kevin Russell has been fucked by our judicial system his entire life. I'm begging you, give him the benefit of the doubt, just once.
Miss Banville, you don't talk to me. I don't hear you.
Well, thought it was the right thing to do. Does it hurt your case?
No, it hurts your case. We probably won't get the exhumation. We needed it. Anyway, look, it's done. You were just trying to do the right thing, like trying to protect Miriam and Kareem. Zoe's good deeds get us into trouble.
Good deeds, bad deeds, I just don't know.
No. You do this to yourself. You imagine guilt. Don't, Kevin. Kevin. I know you now. I know you didn't do it.
But can you prove it?
Without an autopsy? I don't know.
He's sleeping now. But he was asking for you. Quite upset. Probably heard about your latest headlines. It would be nice if you could try not to make his last days awful.
What do you want me to do, Mum? Do you want me to stop doing what I believe in, what I'm actually good at?
I want not to worry about you all the time. I want you to be settled, to have a...
Yes? Well, I had a chance. had a chance at all those things.
You were 18. It would have ruined your life.
I was 19. And how do we know what it would have done to my life?
How's work?
It's going badly. Couldn't be going any worse.
Emma, Hamid sent me.
What?
This way, quickly.
Where is he?
Hurry up!
I need to do my phone. Where's Hamid?
This way.
Doesn't Ruby always go offline when she visits her father?
Usually.
10:35. It's late to visit. Can you, access the cameras?
I can't see inside the car park, but I can access the cameras in the street and the car park entrance. No sign in the last 10, but if I go back... One beat of Volvo.
9:53. But she doesn't disable her phone until 40 minutes after.
And she's still there.
Emma,
Hamid, what's going on?
I'm sorry about all this. Since Miriam was arrested, we have to be extra careful.
Fine, but her arrest means it's more important that I speak to Yusuf. He said he was coming back.
He's coming, he's on his way.
Yeah, good. Because I'm worried about Miriam and Kareem. Trying to look after a toddler in prison. It's not good.
Where is the SIM card she gave you?
Why?
Where is it? Simple question.
It's important to Yusuf. Those numbers, people have given money and drugs to the clinics out there. He needs it. Things are very bad.
Tell Yusuf when I see him, I'll give it to him.
No. We need it now.
I'll give it to my client, no one else.
Holy shit, where is it, huh?
I'm stupid enough to carry it with me.
Plus,
the longer my phone's out, the more I'm worried that SA-15 are going to be doing a sweep. Tell Yusuf what I said. Hello?
At last! I'm trying to get you.
Look, I've just been buzzed by SA-15. Just gonna have to change my phone again. My client.
Yusuf Atta?
I think it's a bad egg, Dom. I think it's screwing me. Anyway, why did you call?
The Chief Coroner granted your request.
You what?
I don't know what you said to him. You got your request to dig up Linda. He said, yes, you got your body.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? I thought you didn't care about Russell.
I don't. I care about Linda's family. What do you expect to find exactly?
I think Kevin was set up. I think Americans are involved.
You really are something else.
No, sorry, will you wait, please? This number plate belongs to the people who are hiding Tony Pullings.
What do you mean hiding?
He's in a house in Rains Park. You didn't know that, did you? The men that are guarding Pullings are Americans. Why would Americans want to hide Pullings?
This isn't my case anymore.
But it is. We're the same in that, at least. Once we take a case or a client, they're ours for always. For better or for worse.
You should go.
Please. Don't you want to know what really happened that night?
Olivia. Good morning.
What's your interest in Kevin Russell?
The murderer? None. Why?
I was asked to run a number plate. It belongs to a company which hires ex-military men for security at American embassies and defense establishments. Now, that van is sat outside a house in Rains Park. Inside the house is Tony Pullings, the man whose porno photos ensured that Kevin Russell got a retrial for Linda Sims' murder.
I'm sorry, you've lost me.
American ex-military personnel are protecting Tony Pullings. Why?
I have no idea.
And when I interview Tony Pullings, what will he say?
He'll say whatever he says, I don't know. I thought you wanted to talk about Miriam Attar.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. For 2 months, I've been tracking Miriam's husband, Yusuf, and I've been begging for more GCHQ resources, and I have basically been ignored. Then Kevin Russell gets out on bail, and suddenly I have all the resources that I could possibly want, even the bloody NSA.
Why should those things be connected?
Because they are. You connect them. So again, why are you interested in Kevin Russell? You know you gave me the number plate. Emma Banville. So, if you don't tell me the truth, I'm going to tell Banville what I told you. That the Americans are sticking their noses into our justice system. Now, what she does with that information, I'll leave for you to guess. What's your interest in Kevin Russell?
We have no interest in him. We have an interest in you.
What?
Olivia Greenwood, the rising star of SO-15, a vital partner in preventing any terrorist attack against our people or property in Europe. If you don't prosper, our security suffers.
You're winding me up.
Look at yourself, Olivia. You were fast-tracked to the top, and you know it. So how many men of greater experience have you left behind? And aren't they just dying for you to make a mistake? Don't let Russell be it. Be grateful Pullings confirms Russell's guilt, and don't interfere.
What are our chances, David?
About 40-60. It's Pullings. He damages your boy.
What about the fact that Pullings himself has been manipulated?
I am as mysterious Americans. Well, sadly, I can't put a conspiracy theory on the witness stand.
If Olivia Greenwood comes through, I can give you names to those Americans.
I hope so. I also hope your new autopsy gives us something, because if you dug that poor girl up for nothing...
Olivia Greenwood for Emma.
Emma Banville?
I looked into that number plate. It belongs to a Channel Islands company, Castellan Limited. Handles security for UK companies, banks, media organisations, etc.
Well, where do they hire their people from?
Prospectus says ex-military and ex-police.
Americans?
No, Brits, but you can check them yourself. Castellan.
So why are they protecting Pullings?
I have no idea. You want my guess? When he had to go to ground, he hired them himself. Or perhaps the paper he sold his dirty little story to hired them.
It's too easy.
Look, I followed your lead. I found nothing. The Americans are not involved. Russell did it, you know. For all your smoke and mirrors, he did it.
Thanks for your help. Have you got anything? Because if you don't, I am in trouble.
I have something. I was curious about Linda's injuries, especially to her legs. This is the original X-ray. Shows fractures to both legs. Russell confessed to hitting her with a shovel. Something like that. But I ran a CT scan. Have a look.
I don't see any difference.
They're wedge fractures, not linear fractures. And look at the angle of the fracture. It's dead straight, smashing all 4 bones, 1 clean break. Russell also confessed to hitting her on the head with the shovel. I ran a mass spectrometry of what remains of the fascia and pericranium and found...
Traces of nickel, vanadium, sulfur. What, from the shovel?
Only if it was made of bitumen. Her head was hit by a road.
How the hell did they miss this?
They knew her body was buried in a wood. They knew Kevin said he hit her with a shovel. If you know what you're looking for, that's what you're going to find.
So what did happen?
Wedge fractures are usually called bumper fractures.
She was hit by a car. And the shovel's bollocks.
Complete bollocks.
This is big. This is the win.
Not quite. Did Mr. Russell have a car?
Yeah, we had a car. But not that weekend. I'd taken it to London with my best friend. Last chance of freedom before the baby was born. But what does this mean? Tell me, Emma, what does it mean?
It proves he couldn't have done it. Linda was hit by a car. Kevin didn't have a car. Simple. He didn't do it. Jason. What is it?
You should piss off. You and your lies.
They're not lies. Your dad didn't do it.
He's not my dad.
He is your dad. You've got to listen to me. He didn't do it. He didn't commit a crime. A crime was committed against him. 14 years of his life stolen. Do you know what kept him going? You did. He's innocent. We're going to prove it.
Come in.
This is a surprise, sir. I didn't know you were in the country.
I was flying back from Riyadh. Thought I'd stop in and see an old friend.
Huh.
The trial starts tomorrow. I hope you've got something up your sleeve.
I can hardly interfere in the running of an Old Bailey trial.
Oh, the other one has got bells on. What's your risk assessment, Heather? Do help yourself.
I will. Tony Pullings is up first. He'll stick to the script, but Manville has found one of his tarts. She opens the door to... Well, you know what she opens the door to. But the real issue is this. The defense pathologist has an alternate theory of how the girl was killed.
Then advance a counter theory.
That's hard when her theory is actually true. Sorry, sir. I am out of moves.
We've made you a wealthy and successful woman, Heather. It's time to earn it.
I think I've already earned it.
Not until the job is finished. If this were to come out, where do you think the axe would fall? Where does it always fall? Not on us, not on the generals. We stick together. We deny and survive. The axe falls on the lieutenants, the messengers with dirty hands. On you. You'll be the one on all the front pages your children stared at in the street, at school. Find the angle. Do your job.
Please be seated, Mr. Russell.
Your Honour, I'd like to call my first witness, Mr. Tony Pullings, to the stand. Was the defendant present when you photographed Linda at the school?
No. He met us, gave me the key, then I told him to scram.
Did you pay him for his help?
Yes, 10 quid. Then he asked me for a set of the photos, which I gave him.
Did you ask why he wanted them?
Well, no, it was obvious why.
Why didn't you come forward when Linda disappeared, Mr. Pullings? Surely this information would have been useful to the police.
I didn't because when she disappeared, that's when I realised she was 15 and that I could be in big trouble.
What other young girls did you photograph?
Young like Linda, none. If you're insinuating that I went chasing after schoolgirls, no, I didn't.
What about the parties?
Are they yours? Gosh, they look just like you.
Do you want something?
I do. Have a look at this.
Did you invite models to parties where they could meet wealthy men?
Don't know about any parties.
You're sure about that?
Yes, quite sure.
Did you sleep with any of your models?
No.
Mr. Pullings, have you done a deal with the police in exchange for your testimony?
No, look, my case is with the Crown Prosecution Service, but whatever they decide, my career's over.
Thank you, Mr. Pullings. No further questions.
Don't tell me. We've lost Siobhan.
How'd you know?
Prosecution must have told Pullings she wasn't going to show. He's been lying his fucking face off. Siobhan, if you've made up your mind not to testify, that's your right. I just want to know why.
Because you lied.
How?
You said they would be able to use Pulling's photos of me.
Well, they wouldn't. They're not relevant.
That's not what I heard. I heard they go everywhere. Papers, internet, my kids, my family, everyone would see a stupid mistake I made 14 years ago.
Well, they're wrong. The photos can't be used like that. I mean, you still don't even know if they exist.
Oh, they exist.
You've seen them?
Look, will you go? I've got my boys here.
Who showed them to you, Siobhan, please?
No, go, I'm done. All right, go on, piss off.
Just tell me who showed them to you. Were they American?
Go, please.
Siobhan, they are trying to destroy an innocent man.
You're trying to destroy me. She can protect me, you can't.
She? Who's she? Siobhan! Yeah, Siobhan dropping out hurts us.
So it's all about me now?
And the forensics. Linda was hit by a car. Nothing can scare Siobhan away. You can't scare a car out of existence.
But I had photos of Linda and I lied. I confessed to killing her. They'll question me on that and I'll sound guilty, I know I will. Look, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't go on the stand.
I know you're afraid, Kevin. But all you have to do is tell the truth. Then there is nothing the prosecution can do to hurt you. Because it will all be out in the open. Because Annie was right about you. You're a good man. And you'll win the jury. I know you will. Will you do it?
Yes.
Good night, Kevin.
Confrontation escalates quickly in the US reality series following a group of Atlanta women. It's new Married to Medicine on ITVB next. And for more drama, Philip and Elizabeth tell Paige more about the family business before an operation takes a ghastly turn. The Americans is next on ITV Encore. Whilst next here on ITV, the news at 10.